Hey friends, welcome to the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. I'm Rob Kosberg, and every week I show you how to use a best-selling book to grow your income and your impact. And if you're interested in having your own best-selling book, I recorded a short video explaining our trademarked process at beginmybook.com. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Rob here from the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast, doing kind of a dual thing today. For those of you that don't know, I'm writing a new book on using book funnels to grow your business. And I have a great guest today that has been doing some amazing things with her book. Andrea Olson is the best-selling author of Go Diaper Free, the Tiny Potty Training Book, the Tiny Potty Board Book, the Night Potty Board Book, and Brave New Birth. And I love what Andrea is doing with her books. Very, very amazing. She is the go-to person if you want to get your child out of diapers by the time they're walking, and a slew of other things. In a minute, I'll ask Andrea to tell us a little bit about her business, and then we're going to dive into her book funnel. But she's made it super simple for hundreds of thousands of parents worldwide to start their own babies as early as birth and getting trained and potty trained. She's trained over 300 coaches for her community across the globe. She's done amazing things. She's built a multi-seven-figure business on the back of her books and her content helping families to potty train their kids. So Andrea, awesome to have you here. Thanks so much for being on the podcast and being an example of doing amazing things with a book.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Love it. Do me a favor, let's start out. Talk to me, if you could, for a minute about how long this has been going on, where it started, and what it looks like today. You know, your whole kind of potty training business and empire.
Yeah, well, it started when I had my first baby, and we were literally on food stamps. My ex had gotten laid off, and I was like, I'm not leaving this baby for anything. Right. So what would I do? Pay somebody to watch him while I go get some money and then maybe break even. Right. So I was listening to Pat Flynn's podcast. It was on its 10th episode back then. Yeah, and it was just perfect timing, synchronicity, where I learned about, I could write an ebook and make a business out of this. And what would I do it on? So I was pottying him from birth. I had learned about this years before. And it was pretty hard to start. All the books out there were very difficult to follow. So I decided to write a pamphlet that turned into an ebook. And my first year, I sold $45,000 of ebooks.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Amazing. And you didn't know what you were doing, right? You just put it up on Amazon and...
Yeah, I didn't even have it on Amazon yet, to be honest. I did it all on my website. Wow. And it wasn't even branded to Go Diaper Free. It was something else back then. And it wasn't nearly as, it's just turned into, not only did I write the best book possible on the topic, like I researched it by asking everybody what their problems were, helping them with their problems. I literally made them what they needed and what I would have liked to have had. But I packaged it with an audio version because it's for busy moms. So there was an audiobook that it came with just from the very beginning, and packaged it with support and a forum on PHPBB back before Facebook groups. And I also included a video library. So I wanted to charge more for it. And I have charged pretty much about the same since the beginning, way more than a regular book would cost.
Yes.
And really over delivered on everything that was included with the book. So it's always been a package deal, inseparable, and just really all about the people's success. That's where my heart has always been. And it's in return been a huge success.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I love what you're doing. Talk to me about that. You know, you said a minute ago that you're charging more for the book than average. That's the first thing I noticed. I went on Amazon, I looked it up. You're charging like $38 for the Kindle version. Is that right? $37.95.
Yep.
And then you're charging, I think, $54 for the soft cover. I was like, Andrea, go. So talk to me about what that looks like. And you're doing more than delivering the book to them. And so you're in essence bundling other things and making the value of the book considerably more than even what you're asking on Amazon.
I am. And that's the thing. When I started, I had paperback books that talked about EC, or elimination communication, what I teach. And I was so overwhelmed that I almost didn't do it. So I genuinely believe that you need all of the multimedia parts in order to make it work. And you really need the support. And I trained these coaches that run my off Facebook forums, and I have I have seen so much transformation with that packaged in that I'm never going to, I thought about, taking that out and making it a regular book price. I've even experimented with it. Hey, what if I just charge $19 for this paperback? Because it's like 300 pages and like $12 for my potty training book. I did that and I didn't have as many sales. Like number of units sold, and people were not finding success in implementing. And I still included all the things. So the higher product point, the value, it's actual value, but it's also implied value.
More sales, more success, more money. I love it. I mean, what could be better?
And more changing the world. Like literally, like if I'm not getting to as many people, then I'm not doing my job right.
Right. I love it. Andrea, talk me through, this is more about the book funnel itself and how you're using the book. So, we're starting at a very unusually high price for the book, and you, through testing, really, really smart, discovered that people are getting more success and more people are buying it at the higher price. Great. So there's a note for everybody. Pay attention. Test different price points because, believe it or not, lower price doesn't always sell more. Often it will sell less, and people won't take action. So talk me through what happens in your entire funnel, because you're making seven figures not just by selling books, but by leading people from the books to various upsells and other things they can get for success. So talk me through all of those pieces.
Yeah. So introducing funnels to my business has definitely helped me hit that 7-figure mark and then some. And it's really kind of new for me. I had a lot of success just by regular old school online marketing and stuff. Like whatever's working now, I would do it. So when I found out about Russell and ClickFunnels and all of that, I started to dive deep into it and transition everything. And my average sale per customer, I can't even remember what the acronym is for that, LTV or something.
Or average order value, perhaps?
Average order value has just skyrocketed because I'm doing this funnel. So the funnel basically is a free, easy start guide, which is a 1-page PDF that gives them the basic positions. How do I know my baby needs to pee? Because those are the biggest questions. I just pay attention to what people ask me. What do you really want? And actually, I didn't even have this as a freebie before. I surveyed my audience all the time. Like what color underwear to make, like everything. I only make what they tell me they want. And I asked them, what freebie would you want or would like to have had? And I listed my easy start guide, but I'd never released it. And like 90% of people wanted that.
Wow.
So I was like, cool. Well, and then when I started using that as my freebie, that's another good tip. Like you got to test different freebies and see what people actually like. And then does it really, seamlessly lead into your book or not? And for me, it does. And recently I've just had an aha of like, okay, if you're curious, you get the guide. And then if you're serious about getting your child out of diapers by 1 or catching a pee in the potty today, which is our lingo, you're going to get the book. And then a lot of people think they're doing EC, but then they falter within a couple of weeks. You find out that you actually need my book, come back and get it. So oftentimes there's that freebie lead in. And a while back, I didn't have the freebie leading to anything.
Right.
And my consultant was like,
add to the email list kind of thing.
And then it just says, thank you. And then my email would do the rest. And I'm like, my mentor went, he couldn't even talk for like 5 minutes. He's like, I cannot believe that you don't have an offer right after this because they're giving you their email address. It means they could potentially be a buyer, like they're qualified. So the book funnel itself is the ebook offer. And at the top, it says, download your easy start guide. You can get it right there. And then step 2 is, this is the answer for everything that you're looking for. And then I go through, all the different pieces that come together and make the value really big, because it is. And then offer the ebook. So on the ebook checkout form, there's a bump, the little check mark, $10 more, you get the paperback. I didn't even have a paperback for 5 years.
Wow.
When I started. And then when I started offering
people
a paperback,
want the paperback, right? I mean, what's the percentage of people that take the $10 paperback?
I don't actually think it's the majority. I think it's about 40%. So we've got moms here. We want instant gratification, instant download. And honestly, most of them want.
Right? You give them,
I give them both.
But for an extra $10, you got 40%.
Can you hold a book though while you're breastfeeding?
Probably
That's the
not.
question. You can't. You really can't. You can much more easily hold your phone or a tablet, and then you can easily search for what you need. So I really resisted having a paperback for a long time, but it has increased sales a lot. And I could check for the exact number on what percent get the bump. But the cool thing is that after they buy the book, digital or paperback, they're going to be offered the gear bundle.
Yeah.
So
let me mention one thing about the bundle, because you said something interesting just now. You said you, for a long time, resisted even offering or even having a paperback. And yet, some large percentage, 40%, is not the majority, but 40% of thousands of people giving an extra $10 is no small amount of money. You know, I guess the lesson more than anything is we need to give people like the modality that they want.
Yes.
Whether that's digital, soft cover, even hardcover, and of course, audiobook, et cetera. So we may resist it, but give people the option to get what they want, and sales will increase, profit will increase, et cetera. But anyway.
And they'll collect them. Oh, it's fine. They'll collect them too. They'll want every single format. They'll want the course that is kind of like what's in your book already, because they want to immerse. And I have some people who have bought literally everything I've ever put out because they just want more of me and more of the, all the formats. So like I will buy the Kindle and the paperback and the audiobook of the same book because I'm a busy mom and I'm like, okay, I might be able to listen to it this day and then pick it up at bedtime this day. So I recently got on ACX on Audible because my old audiobook wasn't up to par, I guess, for their sound requirements. And that has gotten me a lot of exposure. You don't make a lot off of audiobooks. I think it's like $1 or something terrible per sale, but then you get so many more customers and I get a lot of people into my funnels through what I say in the audiobook and the PDF that's included. So that's another topic, but I try to make sure that all my formats lead to other things.
Yes. To your next steps, your funnel.
Yeah. And it's not contrived or marketing, like gross salesy stuff. It's actually like the legit next step. So after we buy the book, we're going to want to get the gear that we need. So there are newborn potties that are very specialty, very short mini potties. I have all of these wonderful products that literally came organically from the needs of my customers over the last 11 years.
Awesome.
We can't find small underwear like this 6-month underwear. It's so tiny. This is at tinyundies.com. My other business is just all the supplemental tools for what you learn in the book. So on the first one-time offer, the first upsell after you get the book is the gear bundle, and it's like 40% off for just the essentials. You need a pack of underwear, a potty, a wet, dry pad, all these things that only I know that you need. And I do know that you need it. Like you literally need this. Yeah. So you can't just instantly have all these products if you're just starting out. But again, I asked my customers what they wanted and I built with just the undies first. Then I added training pants. Then I added potties. And over the last 5 years, Tiny Undies has done 8 times as much as Go Diaper Free. So this combination of that and my podcast and my YouTube and like getting everybody into the book, then that leads to so much more. Yeah. And then they're in it till 5T. They've got 5-year-olds in my underwear, and that's a good long-term relationship. And then they have more babies. So I'm just trying to cover all the bases, and it's taken 11 years, but the first 5 years was only the ebook, and it was a simpler business to run as well. And I made good money. But so that's the bump offer. Yeah.
What is the price point of your bump offer?
It's $50.
Okay.
So I wanted to make it, for me, that's a screaming deal. It's really valuable because it should be $80. Like if you go to Tiny Undies, you're going to have to spend $80.
Gotcha.
So that's really, and I have 2 options. So there's 0 to 6 months and 7 to 18 months.
Gotcha.
And I really made it simple. And I have a video that says, this is what you need and why you need it. Because I'm definitely that sort of straightforward. That's how I talk to people. I'm a leader and I'm just like, trust me, I'm the expert and you do this. So that's OTO 1. So $50. We have
any idea on the take rate?
I think it's 40 something %. I can get you my updated numbers, but it's high. It's great.
I'm going to get your numbers and I'm going to post them. They'll of course be a part of the book and all of that. But thank you. Definitely. I mean, that is incredibly high. 40% on a $50 one-time offer is very, very high, but we'll get the exact numbers also. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to pull those out, the OTOs out, and make them a separate offer. I haven't even done that yet. So, and they'll be slightly higher, but inside the book funnel, it's such an uncomfortable price for me that was where I had to go. But I'm still making a small profit and they're getting exposed to my products where they can be in those products for 5 years.
Love it.
So it's very valuable. And then the next OTO, I don't have any downsell from that. The next, well, actually I do. If you do or don't accept it, you go to the one-time offer number 2.
Okay.
And this is the final offer. I just keep the funnel really simple, and it's a course bundle. So it's the ultimate course bundle. And I believe right now it's $297. And of course, I have a smaller percentage that takes it. I'll get you the numbers, but it's a 1-digit percent, which is to be expected with a very high bump.
Yeah. And it's all digital, right? So there's no cost of fulfilling it.
There's no cost of fulfilling it. I do have some coaches that I pay, I think 10 hours a week to run the forums and support in the courses. But yeah, they're kind of a set it and forget it kind of thing. Yeah. So you get all of my courses that you'll need for the whole lifespan of your baby with all of this. And it is unique from the book. I made it on purpose. Like it kind of is similar, but I didn't just read the book. I wanted to make sure this was unique. And 7 of the courses are deep dives into problems that I surveyed my audience. Know that they have problems with this, and this, like nighttime and this and that. So they're going to be able to use that as needed. It's like a collection. And with that one, I'll get you the numbers on that, but then that's the end. And then when we go to the thank you page, and I'm about to offer a continuity program. We're just finalizing the sales page. So for, I think it's going to be $37 a month, they get me in a private Zoom group, or private. It's a small Zoom group once a month, which you can't get me anymore. I'm not on the forums. I'm not available. I can't do consults anymore. I just don't want to or have the time. But they'll also get 3 other coaches. So once a week, they're going to have a virtual meeting where they get to come in and ask questions. And then we're going to give them some other stuff like a swag box. And, it's the Potty Tribe. We're going to have a really cool thing for that. So that's going to appear on my thank you page. And then you go into the members area and you instantly get all the things you just bought. Your underwear and potties are delivered. I want to equip everybody, but at the same time, this funnel is so powerful. We're just starting to run ads to it too. So I feel like I'm a little behind versus other people in our group, but at the same time, I'm so thrilled because this is the way to scale. I've built it this far, and then this is the key to scaling based all on the book.
Well, you didn't say it on the podcast, but you told me beforehand, how many hours a day are you focusing on your business and have grown it to 7 figures and multiple 7 figures? Shock everybody with that.
You won't believe me when I tell you. Okay. Back when I only had an ebook, I worked 3 hours a week. I would do 1 blog post a week. And then, so it was like the 4-hour work week. That was my goal.
Yeah. Well,
and I had
you didn't
one
even
child.
Work that much.
I didn't even work 4 hours a week. And I had 1 child. So in the course of the last 11 years, I've birthed 4 more babies. So I have 5. And I worked 3 hours a day at the most. Yeah. And that is 5 days a week. So 15 hours a week. Now I'm working 20 hours a week. But, really,
well, you're really going crazy now, Andrea. You need to settle down.
I know. I'm so overloaded. But I homeschool too. So 2 days a week I homeschool, and I found them a school. So I'm able to work a little bit more because of this hybrid school I found. But I really want to be involved with my kids' lives. It goes back to the very first, when I wrote my ebook, I don't want to be away from my baby. Yeah. I feel like as the mom, I should be in their lives and really involved from the very beginning. And that shouldn't change, send them off to school. So I'm able to stick with my values for my family. I'm also recently divorced. Last year, I hardly worked at all because it was my divorce year. Yeah. And I was still able to grow my business because of the way I set it up and because of the way these funnels, I've always had funnels, but never to this level. Yeah. So this is something that for anybody who's busy in life, but also just as a mom, to be able to do all of this and be with my kids and also not burn out on all the things, 20 hours, working half time, being with my kids the rest of the time, that's my dream life. And then I also get to travel. I get to do whatever I want. Yeah. I can take off for a month. We met in the airport. Circle, right? Yeah. Yes. And it's not like I traveled a lot without my kids until last year, but last year, I got a little more serious about scaling my business, and I'm starting to be able to go to these things because as a mom, you can't really go to a lot of things. But I'm starting to branch out and take that next step. Yeah. And for me too, it's I'm building generational wealth for my children. That's my next goal. Yeah. So all based on 1 book and 1 ebook, no less. So, and I'm getting it translated into all these other languages.
Heck yeah. Oh my God.
It's so fun. We've got French and German and Spanish done.
And Spanish is
Spanish is huge. Oh. Yeah. And then, but giving all my support items, along with that has been a little complicated, but I've got my coach team. So I've also got my army of people spreading the word about this. Yeah. So I feel like, we're going to dominate the world soon and get the potty training age down and have some fun doing it.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Obviously, Andrea and I are in Inner Circle together, Russell's group. And so it's really, really cool to see you integrating the funnel stuff with the book and what it's meant, and obviously working 20 hours a week, which allows you to dedicate your time to your children, which, they need it. These are the formative years. And I have older kids, and I can tell you, once they hit about 18, I got 3 boys, your time with them will greatly diminish. So I congratulate you. You're doing the right thing and building a multi-7-figure business doing it. So, super, super congrats on it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. How about we give where people can kind of take next steps, learn a little bit about you, maybe go to the funnel. Let's give a couple of links for that. And then, of course, we're going to share this and get the word out for both Go Diaper Free and for anyone that wants to learn about the funnel stuff.
Yeah, wonderful. So godiaperfree.com and tinyundies.com. Those are the main websites, so you can kind of see how everything's structured. The beginning of the funnel, which would be godiaperfree.com/start. Okay. So that's where you'll see the easy start guide, and you can do that and you can kind of check out my funnel. I am actually going to start teaching. I tried this 3 years ago and I was like, it was a beta test and it did really well, but teaching moms how to set up a business like mine at mamaworks.com. So that is going to relaunch this year in 2022. And it is going to be a way bigger, more intensive program where you get coaching from me, how to start a passive income business and home make and raise your babies while doing all the things, because I am literally doing all the things myself. There's a way to do it and to build a business like mine so you can stay with your kids. So that's Mama Works. I did it and now I'm teaching it, where I started teaching it 3 years ago, and it's been really fun, but I'm like, okay, this year is the new program.
The real year,
It's really time to step into being that mentor for other moms, because I'm living the dream life and I want that for everybody else who wants it. So that's MamaWorks, MamaWorks.com for that one. But yeah, so you can see the funnels there at tinyundies.com. Doesn't even really have much of funnels yet, but my book funnels are literally the bread and butter. That's where everybody gets started with my products. So I'm so glad to be here sharing about that. And then there's just endless opportunity for other products you add after your book, if you choose to do that, that you can also integrate funnels into that. And that's what I'm working with my team on right now.
Love it. Andrea, congrats. Thanks for sharing all this stuff on the podcast and on video. And I know I'm going to get funnel links and data. And thank you for just your generosity in sharing this stuff with people. So can't wait to hear more about Mama Works when it launches. I know I'll hear all about it. So thank you again.
I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for listening in on the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. If you enjoyed it, please take a minute and like and subscribe to the podcast, because every week I bring you either great guests or great teaching to help you to grow your income and your impact with a best-selling book. And if you're interested in having your own best-selling book, check out my short video which explains our trademark process at beginmybook.com.